So the fact that so you got to realize how my case was working. So I'd been arrested in March of, no, April of 2017. I'd been arrested for and charged with pimping and pandering. I got bailed out, and then my therapist, my I was on federal probation, and my court mandated therapist had essentially tricked me into me admitting to her that I'd been arrested because I wanted to process it. I mean, I couldn't figure out what the fuck was wrong with me. It's like I kept going to jail over and over again. I knew I wasn't a bad person. I just have impulsivity issues, and like later I'd find out that throughout my life, psychiatrists would say that I was bipolar. I'm not bipolar. I'm ADD, but I'm legit ADD. Legit ADD, attention deficit disorder, is very comparable to bipolar depression. And I guess one of the big commonalities is impulsivity, you know? Like, hey, you're at a bar and someone's like, hey, if you sit on that old style plunger that has wooden splinters, butt naked, no lubrication, just sit on it as if the plunger's butt fucking you. I'll give you $8. And so somebody that doesn't have impulsivity issues would be like, that's fucking whack. There's no way that I'm going to do that. Person like me is like, $8, I'll do it for 4. What up? Someone's like, no, you're just a weirdo. And maybe I don't know. I mean, probably wouldn't do it for $8, but $20 is $20. You know what I mean? My whole life, I've had this impulsivity, kind of like a compulsive disorder. That's kind of like what June Gloom's about, how prison exasperated that. Did I say that right? Exasperate, I don't know. I don't ever say the word. I know what the word means, but I always get them mixed up. Exasperate, exacerbate. I don't know. Tomato, tomato, even though they don't mean the same thing. I'm meaning it in the sense as it made things worse. Prison exacerbated my pre-existing impulsivity issues. It did. Made me more impulsive. Made me think less about consequences. It's instant gratification, which a lot of drug addicts share. A lot of drug addicts are ADD or bipolar. And that's what it is. I'm legitimately ADD. But you can learn how to channel that and use it to your advantage. So when I had gotten arrested, I really wanted to change because I didn't want to keep going to jail like that. So I was already court ordered to the therapist, and I figure that I may as well utilize it. I may as well, okay, I have to do this anyway. May as well be honest so I can figure out what the fuck's wrong with me. She's like, yeah, you can tell me. I'm not gonna, unless you're a danger to yourself or someone else. I don't have to relay it to your PO. So I told her the truth, and you guys know the story. Then she called back an hour later and was like, oh, I'm just an intern, and actually we have to snitch you out to your PO, and you're probably gonna go to prison for 6 years, but it's whatever. I have all that on tape. I know I've said that a bunch of times. People on Patreon have seen it. But the fact of the matter is because I was forced to admit it to my PO, now I was dealing with the federal and state system because I was already on federal probation. So I was going to deal with a violation no matter what. Violation, they can give you 3 or 4 years. And then the mandatory minimum for the state pimping case is 3 with half. So you're looking at 18 months for that. If they run it consecutive, could be like 4 years. Now, with that impending doom, fact that my girlfriend had gotten pregnant and I was going to miss the birth of my first child, I went crazy. And in that psychosis, I had delusions of grandeur that I was famous. Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking like 13 or 14 more minutes, I might go viral. It's been like 3 years. I haven't gone viral. Still might happen. I don't know. I'm hoping. I go to get a loan at the bank. They're like, sir, so what's the capital you're trying to raise for? What's your business plan? Oh, I don't have a plan. I'm just going to go viral. What do you mean by that? Well, I don't know. I think it means that I'll have money, though, to pay back the loan at some point. You obviously don't know who I am, or you know that I am going viral. Loan denied. I'm like, fuck. No. Maybe I'll try again next year when I actually have gone viral. So I had these delusions, and you gotta really appreciate the fact that when I went to court that day, what I ended on the last video about. Wait. Let me go back to explaining this. The reason I'm saying all this is because, so I was on federal probation. Then I caught the pimping and pandering. I bailed out. I'm still on federal probation. So now, because the feds know that I've caught this new state case, I'm looking at a real problem. And, I'd fired my attorney, or he fired, whatever, however you want to say it. He wasn't supposed to be representing me. So when Karina and my family and all of them had gotten together and talked to my PO and be like, he needs to be locked up. He needs to be locked up before he goes viral. Because, like, and I didn't even say this in the breakdown series, but, like, I was reaching out to Playgirl, and I was like, yeah, I'll do nudes. And that's not a joke. I was like, I was like, yeah, I mean, my cock is pretty average, but I don't know. Got a pretty bomb face, quasi-bomb body. Maybe they'll pay me $8 or something. No, I'm just kidding. No, I wasn't kidding though about the Playgirl. I really was trying to do that. So it's just like I was just going insane with these delusions. So my PO had issued a warrant for my arrest because I was a danger to the community. And ultimately on that warrant, they said that I had used marijuana. I had used marijuana. That's the reason that they had given me a warrant. Yeah, you might potentially go to prison for years. Oh, don't trip. Marijuana is legal recreationally and medicinally in California, but because you're on federal probation, we might just give you years. It's illegal federally. So I was in a really fucked up position. But as I had explained, I still had an opportunity to bail out of the state system. And then I might be able to fight my case from the free. You always want to fight your case not in custody, because then you're not like in the jumpsuit with shackles. And, it gives the DA and it gives the judge subconsciously a different idea. When you're in a jumpsuit, you look like you're either going to be sodomized or you're going to sodomize a fish that's doing a weekend for a DUI or something. They look at you and they're like, oh, that fool's butt fucking for sure. He probably hoops balloons too. Piece of shit convict. And then it's pretty much sealing your fate. So you always want to fight your case in the free world. So the point is that day when I went to court and I got out, and they didn't call me, it was a dry run. The state issued a failure to appear felony warrant for my arrest. It's still on. You can Google Santa Barbara County warrants, Ryan Leone, and I'm still says I have a fucking warrant for pimping, and I've been to prison for it already. They just conveniently are like, oh, no, we didn't pay our web hosting this month, so sorry, we can't change it, even though you've already done your time. You still have a warrant, which is cool. When you get out, you get out and you're trying to get a job. Do you have any felonies, sir? Oh, no. Felonies? Nah, not me. They Google you and it says I have an active pimping warrant out of Santa Barbara County. How the fuck am I going to get a job that way? And it's laughable, but think about people that don't have a hustle. They don't have it in them to create their own income. It's pretty sad. There's a lot of illiterate people that get out of prison that don't have any vocational training. They're illiterate to begin with, so it's hard for them to even get a GED. And then they have the felonies on top of that, so it makes it almost impossible. Felony failure to appear warrant. Now that reinforced my existing paranoia. So I get back to the jail, and these guys that I'm with are the biggest lops I've ever met in my life. straight up dumpster divers, you know? And I'm not saying that in a derogatory sense, but if you saw these guys, they were the biggest bunch of pieces of shit I've ever done time with. Now I'm schooled federally, so I'm used to people being somewhat proper. You know, you hit a spot, and if you've been in the system for a while, you have a name for yourself. You know, um, I not some hardcore guy, but I didn't have a bad name in the federal system. So when I hit a new compound, you know, the white guys would give me a kitty, which is like a bag full of commissary items, hygiene stuff, just to help you get on your feet, like a starter pack that everyone contributes, like a couple items, a shampoo, bar of soap, you know, book of mailing stamps, shower shoes, just to help you get on your feet, because that's the proper thing to do. You look out for your own people. And in county jail, when I first started doing time, it was like that too. They give you a kitty. Back then, you could get tobacco in Santa Barbara County, and they give you like the kitty that the whites would give you, they give you like a fucking pouch of tobacco. It wasn't Bugler, it was Midnight Special, is what it was called, this little translucent pack. These guys weren't like that at all. And the stories they would tell were just ridiculous. Yeah, well, I used to be a pro boxer in Vegas, but then I started stripping. I swear to God, that's what the guy that had the keys of this unit was telling me. Yeah. Now I'm a male stripper, dog. Nah, I don't do no gay shit, though. Oh, fuck that. I just strip for hot ass bitches. Yeah. Dope. You get paid for that? Guy's like all shot out, one tooth. He doesn't even have abs. Yeah, I'm a stripper. You know what I mean? Like a fucking meth mutant. It looks like somebody that was addicted to meth that has been laying in a bunk eating jail food for 3 years. It's exactly what he looked like. He had that physique. The classic pear-shaped body. I've been in jail not working out for years. Look, you either have the V shape, which is dope because you look like Charles Atlas. You're like, yeah, I fuck hoes. Or then you're the pear shape and you're like, I used to box, now I strip. It's one or the other. These guys didn't have shit. And so I'm still on this prison reform shit. I'm like, I'm going to get every single one of you a package. And I talked about this last time. So they all had that coming. Now, I'm the only one that had money. This guy, Midget Man, like I said, he was going in and out of jail because he was on AB 109. So he's getting these 10-day flashes. And because he knew he was going to jail, he'd come in packed, came in right. That's what you call it. Coming in right. And oh, God, I got to know that term because you pray that somebody's coming in with drugs up their ass, you know? There used to be like back in the day in jail. Yeah, what's up, man? I'm Ryan. I'm from Santa Barbara. What's up, dog? Oh, all right, dog. You need anything? Oh, all right, dog. That's how it used to be, you know. And then you'd be like, you know, you get to know someone a little bit. Hey, fool, you coming right, dog? Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. But now it's all dope fiend politics. Everyone in there is a fucking. They smoke meth and live in a bush. So when somebody comes in, the whole unit surrounds them. Do you have drugs up your ass? And people are like, you know, and it's usually like some guy that's in there for like 3 hours because he vandalized a picnic table in a state park or something. He's like, oh my God, what does that mean? And they're like, take your pants off. We're going to suck your cock. He's like, oh my God, are you? No, we're just kidding. His pants are off. He's like, oh yeah. I knew you were kidding. Oh, that'd be gross. Fuck that. Yeah. What's up, guys? Does anybody play hearts? Nah, we play pinochle and spades. Oh yeah, for sure. I play hearts. My name's Derek. You know, shit like that. So, because Midget Man would, and he'd bring a lot of dope. You know, I mean, he'd bring like 30 grams or something. I don't know what it was, but it was something like that. It's probably just to do it. He's probably all twacked out on meth, and he's like, dude, this plug, you think this is, it looks like a fucking Subway, like a 6-inch Subway sandwich. It's like with the girth, and he's like, dude, I'm gonna ram this up my ass. And like, you know, his methed out friends are like, yeah, fool. It's fucking bomb, fool. Yeah. Let me watch. You care if I beat? I don't even care. Oh, dude. Yeah. I don't know. I can't really tell if it's fitting. Here, turn around. Yeah, turn around and do it. Hey, suck on your finger. Oh, all right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It fits. Oh, all right. But the point is he brought all this dope in, but nobody could pay for it because everyone in there's fucking broke. I was literally the only person in there that had access to street money. So he's giving me 9 grams of heroin, 3 grams of crystal meth for $1,200. My manager now sent Karina $600. He wasn't even my manager back then. He was just a guy I just met, but he was fucking cool. And that's why he's my manager now. He's the shit. He's done more for me than anyone else ever has in my entire life, career-wise, you know? So finally, you know, and the money was taking 3 to 5 days to hit as it went through PayPal. Finally, it hits. Karina had to go meet up with this guy's brother at 7-Eleven. Now, mind you, she's pregnant. She knows that it's for heroin, but like I'm on the phone and, you know, I've become a telemarketer. I'm like, hey, baby girl, I just need you to meet this dude at 7-Eleven. I'll write you haiku poetry. She's like, okay. Then we'll have a baby. I was like, yeah, we already took care of that part. And she'd be like, I'd be like, ha, ha, ha. We had this like very fake banter. Now we did fall in love deeply and madly, but not at this point. You know, at this point, I'm still mad at her. I don't trust her. We haven't connected yet. Jail has a funny way of doing that. You can forge a real relationship with someone because it's based on a personality. You know, whoa, you're just hustling or out of money. Whoa, no, you can do that. You don't have to put that much effort into that. You know, you pay someone to like draw a rose once a week. You're like, yeah, do that. Oh, hey, dude, can you do rhyming poetry? Right on, bro. I'll give you 3 milks. Cool. All right. Hey, all right. Send it to her and then call her and be like, I love you. Can you send me $60? Oh my God, I got the flower. I got the poem. $60 is on the books now. But we really did fall in love, you know? We'll get to that. That's further on in this series. So she had to go meet this guy at 7-Eleven, you know, and of course, I was like, fuck, this dude's not going to be somewhere. But it was right next to her where she was staying. So it was like 5-minute walk. She was with her best friend. So it wasn't like she was alone. I would never, ever meet him like that. Gave him the money, and that was that. So once they got the money, the guy gave me, I don't remember, but it was probably, I think he gave me like, you know, he'd already given me like a gram or two. I don't remember the exact amounts, but I didn't get the full thing, you know, and it was less than half when the 600 landed. And, you know, Jose immediately said that he would send the next 600. So he sent it. So I had explained to Midget Man that the money was coming. Now that I had the dope, before I got in there, Midget Man was just giving away the dope to everyone. He was on some corny shit, you know? He's smuggling drugs into prison. That's an in-house possession. That's an automatic year of actual time added on to whatever time you're doing. He gets in there and nobody has money, and he keeps doing this over and over again. He's trading his heroin for like coffee cake and shit. You know, oh, how much is the gram? Dude, 7 milks, 4 coffee cakes. And he just thinks he doesn't even have coffee. Fool had to fucking get people from other units to fish down coffee shops. What kind of dude comes in with like a ass full of heroin and meth and doesn't have commissary in jail? I don't know. I mean, I'm not some drug dealer consultant, but from an outside perspective, it's clear that he was not managing his drug dealing business very well. So he had all these little minions strung out on heroin, and they were like his little, they'd just follow him around. He'd open the bag and everyone would like line up and be like, Midget Man, can I please have an issue? And he'd just like all grumpy. He's like, oh yeah, here, whoa. Like this little thing, and people are like fighting over it. It was disgusting. It was just like, ugh. Really puts into perspective what addiction's like. This little piece of heroin and these little mice are like fighting over it. Now I had a bunch of heroin, you know, and I'm generous. I'm a yes man. Hey, you trying to butt fuck? Yup. Oh, no. I mean, no. Ew. So people would ask me for issues, and, you know, I'm still on the delusional prison reform thing. So I'm like, okay, none of these guys were working out. The way I was schooled in prison is you go when you're in jail, you are ready for war. You get up, you work out, you program, you play cards, you have a whole little routine, and then you go to sleep. But working out is a big part of it because if anything's ever going to crack off in jail or prison, you need to be in good shape. I was already in good shape because I was going crazy and I'd lost 30 pounds, but I was cut up, and I started eating jail food. So I started filling out. So it looked better in the beginning because I started filling out. So I wasn't so emaciated looking. My muscles started taking form again. So I told them, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you guys 3 issues a day. I was trying to like be the manager. I was like, I'm going to give you 3 issues a day, 3, but you have to accomplish these different tasks. First, you have to complete my crazy wild workout regimen. Like I sounded like I was in some fucking self-help seminar or something. I was like, do you want to better your life? Do you want free issues of heroin 3 times a day? This is what you need to do. And I was like, it was ridiculous. I was getting them to write letters to Congress, about why prison reform should be on their radar and why it should be something that they should adopt as one of their passion policy projects. So I had these like literally homeless guys, the vast majority addicted to glue and other inhalants. I'd ask them, I'd be like, hey, yeah, dude, do you party out there? Oh, for sure. What's your drug of choice? Spray paint. I'm like, the fuck, what do you mean? Yeah, I huff spray, the gold kind. Bomb. I never heard of that. I was like, really? Spray paint? And I'm not the kind of guy where I'm like, damn, you're a loser. It's like on the next call to Karina, I'm like, hey, babe, when I get out, we should go to Maui and we should huff spray paint, the gold kind. And Karina's like, you're such a druggy loser. You are. No, she didn't talk like that. You are such a drug addict. She didn't talk like that. So these guys started resenting me. I'm making them work or work out, and I'm breaking them the fuck. I'm like, yeah, 150 Navy SEAL push-ups, 700 body squats. I became the Wes Watson of Santa Barbara County Jail, East 1. But I was delusional, and like people come up to me like, dude, if I have an address, I can get out on home confinement right now. I'd be like, Sadio? I got you. Say no more. So I was taking on some sort of Jesus quality. Now, I wasn't wearing like the robe and everything, but that's how I felt. It's like, it was like, you need a place to stay? I got you. I was talking very monotone now. It's like I'd reached like full psychosis transcendence at this time where I was just like, all right, you need a place to stay. I'm going to give that to you. Really? Well, what do you want in return? I'll tell you what I want in return. Every Friday at 3:00, I want you to get a Big Mac meal at McDonald's. And I want you to go feed one homeless person. They're like, why'd you blink like that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired because I'm a deity. Oh, okay. Yeah. Deities get tired. I'm addicted to clouds. I was really talking like this. I mean, not saying the cloud thing, but like talking monotone. Well, I mean, I was on heroin and probably had something to do with it. Thing is that was funny about it too is that, like I explained in the other video, I was addicted to heroin, I was addicted to Suboxone before I came in. Like, let's just say 8 strips a day. Let's just say that. Let's go with what Jeff says. He says 10. We were talking about this last night. He's like, it's 10. Don't minimize your addiction. He's all new age. Don't minimize your addiction, Ryan. Honesty's key at this part. Like, he's always been like, he's completely like, seen the revelations, and he's just like, he's at one with the universe. That's cool. I respect it. He was a hardcore junkie. For anyone that's seen the footage from the film, there's a lot of footage of Jeff straight up strung out as fuck. So I tell this guy, I'm like, okay. He's like, well, where am I going to stay? I was like, I own a condo. Let me give you the address. I actually gave him Jeff's address. Didn't even tell Jeff about this. I gave him Jeff's address. And the guy went to the home confinement like lady that does like the intakes and gave her Jeff's address, and they went to Jeff's house to like check to see if it was a reasonable place. Jeff's sitting there like levitating at the time, doing hems. And they like knock on the door. They're like, Santa Barbara home confinement program. And Jeff's like, he just like descends back to earth, and he like opens the door. He's like eating, you know, seaweed salad and shit. Yes. Hi, there's a homeless inhalant addict that's trying to come move into your house because a guy named Ryan Leone gave your address away. Jeff's like, Ryan, you never cease to amaze me, but I can't help him. I'm sorry. Close the door, wipe some seaweed salad off his face. That's really happened. Jeff, to this day, is like, what the fuck were you thinking? And that's not you'll hear during the series. That's not the first. That's not the last time I did that. It was one of many, many times that I gave Jeff's phone number and home address to people in prison. I was like, yeah, it's my boy. I'll probably give you like 10K cash if you ask him for it. Just say it's from me and it's for reform. Then there was another guy that had asked to get bailed out. His name was Riddler. Mentally ill white guy, covered in prison tattoos, old guy. He's like one of those really crazy but like kind of sweet guys. Like, he's definitely not harmless. I don't want to say that, but he's not all the way there. I'll give you an example. So after I got the heroin, dosing everyone out, you know, and like people would like not be able to complete my workout program, and I'd be like, nope, sorry, you missed the noon issue. Try again. Well, oh man, what do you mean? I got to do the whole workout routine again? I'm like, yeah, sorry. This is about personal growth. Let me guide you. Let me show you some of my holistic medicine practices that I've learned and developed over the years. They're like, what the fuck are you talking? You're snorting heroin, dude. What are you talking about? Well, you know, and I wouldn't be able to say anything. I'm so hypocritical. So this guy Riddler, since I started giving away heroin, now that I'm giving it away, Midget Man is not really giving anyone any anymore. So his coffee cake chips, so to speak, a stack of coffee cake chips that he'd collected, must be very proud of that, had dwindled substantially. It's like, fuck, I only have 46 coffee cakes. Before that prison reform guy came, I had 59. He's fucking my business up. This won't do. He started not to like me. A lot of these guys didn't like me because I think that I came across very arrogant, very pretentious, you know. They'd be like, I'd be like, yeah, dude, just get it at the App Store. Oh man, I got an Obama phone. I'd be like, ha, 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 ha. Who doesn't have an iPhone? Fucking losers. No, I didn't say stuff like that, but you know, I had an air of superiority, and people don't like that. So Riddler was one of these people that was like, all these guys are strung out because of Midget Man. So he asked Midget Man, he's like, hey, can I get my issue, please, man? Please, man, please let me get my issue. Now, remember, he's not all the way there in the head. Midget Man's like, hey, Riddler, not right now. Okay, I'm just chilling. Playing solitaire on his bunk. He's like, I'm in the middle of something. Midget Man's like, or Riddler's like, what are you in the middle of? He's like, please, man, please. Not now. Not while I'm playing. Not while I'm gaming, you know? Midget Man's like, or Riddler's like, so you're not going to give me an issue? And Midget Man's this like scumbag with glasses and like a really scummy goatee. He's old. He's a frail old dude. He's like, Riddler, not now, not on your time, not until I'm done gaming. So Riddler goes up. I don't even know what he got. It was like a piece of like, I think it was like a piece of plastic from the trash can, something that it was like sharp enough with like, you know, there was like serrated plastic that someone like had snapped off I think a trash can, I want to say. And he just goes up and just starts slitting his wrist. Just like, fuck that. I'm sick of being in second place. I'm sick of being in second place. Blood. You got to remember, this is a piece of plastic that's serrated. It's like doing this with like one of those white plastic knives that like you get disposable, like, you know, lunchware shit. Sick of being second place, sick of being, and then he gets, so he cut, I don't know how you could do that with that. It must have just been how it was serrated. He has blood. He puts it over his face and he goes, second place. And Midget Man's like, Riddler, dude, please calm down. I'll give you an issue. I didn't know that it was that serious, man. I'll give you one. He's like, oh, thanks, homie. Come here. Come here. Kisses him on the cheek. He's like, I didn't mean it. I know. I get a little weird. I know. Fucking idiot. Fuck. So, but you know, Riddler was big and he was tattooed and he was psycho. So people like that generally, you know, get free drugs because people don't want them to hold them down and sodomize them or beat them up or whatever. That's just one example. This guy, Riddler was insane. So when you go to jail, I don't care who you are. Right when you get there, there's the instantaneously recognizable scent of the institution. I've talked about it before. When you get to a jail, you can smell the fungus brewing. You can smell BO. Jail has a very, very distinct smell. Every jail like that in the fucking country smells like that. Probably the world. I've been to them all over the country. I've been to a lot of prisons. They all smell the same, like shit. Another thing is in every jail, you get hungry. It's because of depression, or maybe they're putting some weird experimental stuff in the food. I heard that they put, oh man, what's it called? They put some sort of salt. Yeah, people are going to comment. They'll be like, it's called this, dumb fuck. What the hell is it called? But it's some sort of salt, supposedly. Legend has it that they put this, God, why can't I think of it? They put this salt in the food that makes it so that it takes your sex drive down, you know, so that there's not a bunch of butt fucking conga lines going on. Forget what it's called. It'll come to me like after the video, I'll be like, oh, and then everyone will comment and, you know, haha. Sometimes you can't think of stuff like that. So you get really hungry in there. Now, the problem is I just paid Midget Man $600 on the street. But you could only get commissary once a week on Fridays. It was like a Tuesday, something like that. So nobody had food. So at night, we would starve. And the way it's set up at Santa Barbara County Jail in East 1 is there's tanks. You know, it's one big unit. There's bars in individual barred tanks. There's like 5 or 6 men to each little tank, and it's all within one unit, East 1. So 5 or 6 men here, couple, 2 or 3 in the middle one, the smaller one. There's like 5 or 6 on this side, and it was like 3 paisas and the rest were woods, and it was about 12 people all in all. So I don't know what the math breaks down, but it's like something like that. So, you know, all the white guys, pretty much like the cool white guys, would be chilling in this one tank, and that's where I was. They gave me a bed right away because I was kicking Suboxone, and even though I was on heroin, it still made my legs spasm, you know, and I'd still beat off at any time of day. I've gotten like that throughout the years. My masturbatory prowess has gotten a lot more confident. I don't give a fuck. I'll just be like, I don't feel good. Make eye contact with someone while I'm doing it. So at night we would starve, and Riddler was the guy that was right next to me. And he's just like, he's so psyched. He'd be looking at me and he'd be like, I'd be like, hey man, can you stop doing that? Like, yeah. Well, what are you doing? I don't know. Pretending I was a muffler from a car. Pretty crazy. Like, oh, okay. So we'd be starving at night. Everyone would be like, I'm so hungry. Even though we were on meth and heroin, we were all starving. And I remember one night, Riddler's like, he's like, hey man, I got something for you. I was like, what's that? He's like, I have ramen noodle flavoring packages. I'm like, really? How many? 1. But I'll split it with you because I love you. I love you so fucking much. It's chicken too. Just FYI. Like, fuck yeah, dude. You know, you just the MSG or whatever, you can put the chicken flavoring in water and drink it. Now the problem was the water wasn't on. They were, the sink water wasn't on. You'd have a sink, a little metallic toilet, then you'd have the bunk beds. So the only water we could drink out of was the toilet. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, we don't have any water. Like, we'll put it in the toilet. That's what it sounds like when it flushes. If it's mad. He'd always say weird shit like that and laugh. I'm like, I don't know, Riddler. I'm hungry, man, but I don't know. And he's like, my flavoring's not good. He'd go like back to get his plastic cutting device. I'm like, oh, okay, dude, I'll drink this shit out of the toilet. Jail, these people, like I'm not part of them. I've been to prison 3 fucking times. Spent like 10 years of my life incarcerated. Prison people, including myself, I'm a dirtbag. I'm a Viking. I'm a biker. All of the above. I am a scumbag dirtbag to live with in jail. Usually, people like my personality. If they do, if they don't, then I'm fucked. But if they like my personality, even OCD dudes can put up with me. But they keep the toilets so clean that you can literally drink out of them, and you do. You go on lockdown, and there won't be running water except for the sink sometimes or the toilet sometimes, and you drink out of it. But remember, I hadn't been locked up for a long, long time. It'd been a while, county jail is what I'm saying. I hadn't been in county jail since 2007, right after the Florida series, which I'm doing on Patreon right now. When I did time out in Florida, and then I came and did time in Santa Barbara right after. That's the last time. That was in 2007. I've been in county jail since then, except for when I got arrested for the pimping and pandering, but I bailed out within like 6 hours. So he fills his little cup up with toilet water, and he puts his chicken flavor top ramen. He's like, here you go, man. Takes a sip. He's like, honestly, the way I make it, it tastes like fried chicken, not just regular. Gives it to me. I drink it and I gag because it's cold chicken broth from a toilet bowl. And I'm like, oh, dude, I can't do it. I felt like I was tossing a fucking chicken salad or something. That's what it tasted like. It was all cold and bitter, and I'd imagine that that's how a dead chicken's asshole tastes. I don't know. I mean, it's not something I really think about that much, but if I had to guess. He gets offended by this. He's like, you don't like my cooking? I'm like, dude, this is all hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this is all I have. Fucking piece of shit. Fucking piece of shit. Now everybody's waking up and they're like, Riddler, goddamn it, chill out, man. He's like, no. No one ever likes anything I do. I'm fucking worthless. I should just kill myself. And you hear like the rep, the stripper gun, or the boxer gun stripper is like, then kill yourself, Riddler. And I'm just like, and my legs are spasming because I'm coming off Suboxone. So I find out that I'm put back on calendar for, what ends up happening is he just dumps after he has his little manic fit, he just dumps the chicken broth, flushes it. He's like, I'm never breaking bread with you again, fool. Then he just started laughing. Hit his head against a bunk to sleep. He would do that. If he couldn't sleep, he'd be like, check this out. Boom. He would hit his head so hard against the bed that he would start bleeding, and then he would just pass out. And people would be like, I'd be like, is he all right? He does it all the time. Let him sleep. We'll give him a couple ibuprofen in the morning. He'll be fine. Shh. It's hard to get that guy to sleep. I'm looking, there's like a chunk of his fucking head. There's like blood oozing out. I'm just like, So that night, you know, the cop came and said that I was on the list to go to court the next day. You know, and so I called Karina and I told her that I was going to court. So she was all excited. She's like, okay, cool, I'll come so that we can see each other. And this is where I think I really started falling in love with Karina, because she, you know, would go to my court dates just to see me. You know, my ex-wife, I'd ask her to go to court with me and she wouldn't even go when I wasn't in jail. Karina would go there. She didn't have a car. She would take the bus there or get dropped off there, sit there pregnant from 8 in the morning until sometimes 4 in the afternoon, just wait for them to call me so she could see me for 5 minutes, mouth I love you to me, and that's it. But that's somebody that actually cares about me. And it took all of this to really see that, and that's when our relationship really started forming. So the next day I go to court, and on the way to court, there's a guy sitting next to me, and he's like, hey man, are you Ryan Leone? It's like I was being recognized. I was like, thanks for watching, man. I am. How do you know about me? He's like, oh, I heard you're a bitch. No, I didn't say that. Oh, I have to say this part real quick. Timeout. The reason I just said that. Later, I'd go to Wasco, right? What was the guy's name? Polo Blue, I think was his name. There's this black guy. He's a rapper. I think his name was Polo Blue. This is like his rap name. And one time we're at the yard in reception. You're like, you know, it's a bunch of different people waiting to go to the main line in state prison. And I was at Wasco, and so there's a yard, and you get to go a couple times a week. And while you're walking around the yard or doing your pull-ups or doing whatever, I was in there and a full fucking riot popped off right there. But this particular time, I'm walking laps, and I hear, you see, so because you can see other inmates at the state prison walking, you know, like out of their housing unit to medical, pill lines right in front of the yard. And you see this group of black guys. They're like, this guy Polo Blue was like one of those wannabe rapper guys, right? Thought he was a rapper, but nobody knows who he is. So, dude, I have 240 followers on my Facebook public profile picture or page. I'm blowing up. I'm like, nope, me too, bro. I'm going viral. Are you? On the dead homies, I'm going viral. I'm like, oh, cool. So they see this guy and they're like, hey, are you Polo Blue? One of these, like, these other black guys that are walking to, like, you know, pill line. He's like, yeah, what's up, man? He's like, where was it? Polo Blue from Compton? He goes, yeah, that's me. Polo Blue, the rapper? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, you's a bitch. It was so fucking funny, right? And he should have, in prison, you're supposed to climb up. The fence is only 5 feet high. There's no barbed wire. This is just the yard fence. He should have climbed. If someone did that to me just to save face, I would climb the fence and run right towards the cop. No, I would climb the fence and I'd take off on the guy because you have to. Because then after all that, you're going to be looked at as a bitch. You don't want to be like that. But it was funny. They're like, you Polo Blue? He's like, yeah. He's like, the rapper? Yeah. From South Central? He's like, yeah, or whatever. Oh, man, you's a bitch. He's like, huh? And they just started laughing and kept going. Just called him, I don't know. It reminded me of that. So this guy recognized me on the buzz. He's like, yeah, Ryan Leone. He's like, I read about you in the Independent. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, dude, oh, hey man, I'm all cuffed. I'm like, it's really nice to meet you. Do you want me to autograph anything for you? Maybe like a bar of soap or something? I don't know. I can probably get it to your unit. He's like, oh man, I'm good. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I deal with fans pretty often, but I was like so excited that I was recognized. He's like, yeah, all right, yeah, I read about you in the Independent. I was like, and nothing. It made you sound like a fucking train wreck. I was like, oh, a talented one though, right? And he's like, no, I mean just a train wreck. I was like, oh. Yeah, I'm like looking at the guy next to him, like he's just trying to be funny. He doesn't want to blow my head up too much. You didn't happen to hear that I might be going viral soon, did you? It's like, huh? I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't know. Just kind of wondering what word on the street is. Keep looking forward. I was like, good luck in court today. It's like, you too. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. What are you doing? Because I just stopped mid conversation. I'm like, I just thinking about a novel that I'm wanting to write. Please, this is my process. Thank you. So I get to court. I'm in this psychosis. Now I'm high on crystal meth, high on heroin. I go to court, go into the drunk tank, and I'm like, God, I hope this is another dry run. I really wanted to see Karina. And they call me. That's how they do. You sit in the tank, and then they call your name. Leone, go into courtroom A. Come on, cuff up. And go out. They put like a little chain around you. They put shackles on your feet so you can't run away. And then they take you in the elevator. And that's where I'd always pound the milk, drink the coffee, and try so hard to fart because you're in this little elevator with them. And you know how you can like kind of make farts be like, I mean, if you're midget, man, and you're bringing 30 pounds of heroin every other week, that's what a fart sounds like. But you know how you can kind of like control the sound? You can control a nice, concentrated, kind of silent, warm fart, like where it's like, no, I mean, silent but deadly. That's a real phenomenon. I mean, some of the nastiest farts that I've ever bestowed upon the world have been silent farts. Farts with silencers that just destroy a room. But when you have bubble gut from milk and coffee, you can get those really like disgusting, like whoopee cushion sounding, like the long ones. It sounds like there's some sort of motor operated propeller or something. And I'd always try to, not only would I try to fart and, make it stink in this little elevator with these piece of shit cops that hated me, but I try to have it be audible. So it'd just be like, and I'd be like, excuse me, man. I get nervous every time I go to court. And, they're just like, okay. And I'm like I'm like squinting, like all constipated. I'm like, and then it just comes out. I'm like, oh, man. Excuse me. Hey, man, don't do that in the courtroom. Okay. Oh, yeah. No. Sorry. Just trying to get out of my system right now. Yeah. So they call me out, and typically they put you in the elevator and you go up, and that's when I would fart. This time they took me out and they bring me to an attorney room. I'm like, oh God, I don't have an attorney. Why are they bringing me here? They close me and, they open this little door. I'm shackled. They put me in this little bench, and there's a like window with the phone, like you see on TV, or someone picks you up, like in Blow. We're leaving you, George. Me, Christina, I'm taking everything. Remember that from Blow? Why am I the chick? That's weird. So I sit in there and I'm waiting. I have no idea who's going to be there. I mean, I could be getting a new case, who knows? A guy could come in with a trench coat and fucking expose himself to me, and I'm shackled. I'd be like, ew. Hey, I was in sober living with you. What's up, fool? You still on parole? I didn't know who it was going to be. In comes Adam Perlman. And he sits down. I was in shock. I was like, what the fuck? Picks up the phone. I'm like, hey. He's like, hi, Ryan. I'm like, hey. And we will get into what happens with all that in the next installment of my third prison term. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, post. Butt fuck cocks. You're always talking about fucking, butt fucking and dick. It's all you think about. But then there's people where every time I say it, they're like, oh, that shit, when he says butt fuck, now that shit's funny. Say it again. So for all you butt fuckers out there, thank you for everything. I really appreciate you guys. I started a second YouTube channel. I'm going to trickle some of my Patreon exclusive footage. There's so much footage from the doc that we're not using, so much raw footage. I may as well start putting it up all on Patreon and trickle of it, some of it to my second YouTube channel, so you can see what kind of stuff I'm putting on there, and hopefully that encourages you to come over to Patreon, patreon.com/Ryan Leone. I've changed the pinned comments, so it has like my social media. It has different ways that you can support me, support the Narcan initiative that I'm trying to do. And what else? If you never got something, I'm really trying hard to make everything right now. Now there's Joe. It's palabra.email@gmail.com. Joe, great guy, solid ass dude. He's been a supporter of mine for a long time, and now I'm paying him to help me. And he's organized. He's on point. He'll straighten you out. Appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Palabra.